Hey guys, it's Jen from Something Turquoise, and I am obsessed with today's project. I am so proud of this adorable design file that I created with my designer Julia, and since this file is a little bit unique, I figured I'd shoot another one of my screen videos to show you just exactly how to work with it in the Cricut design space. So first of all, you need to scroll all the way to the bottom of my post to grab the design files. So there's three involved: the Vow folder, Vow lettering, and the Vow card. So you can just click to download and save each one to your computer. Then once you have them on your computer, you're going to open up a new canvas in your design space. So now you're ready, you would hit upload images, and here you would go to upload, browse, and upload and add all three of the files. But I've already done that, so I'm just going to click each one here and add them to my canvas. Okay, so big thing, do not resize these. These are all perfectly sized to work with each other, so don't stretch them or do anything to them. Okay, so let's start with the Vow folder itself. This is a really important part of using this file. So there's 4 lines here in the design that we want to be, see it highlights right here, we want these to be score lines and not cut lines. So this icon right here shows that that line right now is viewed as a cut line, but we need to tell the machine that it needs to score that line instead of cutting it. So we're just going to click and score. Now all of those 4 lines are ready to go. You can see that this outline, we still want that to cut. So that's on cut. And I'm going to actually change the color because I think that I want mine to be like a pretty turquoise, of course. This has nothing to do with like the print or anything. It's just a way to organize yourself within the design space. So now I'm going to take a box and I'm going to outline everything here and I'm going to attach it. Now this whole set is attached. It's ready to go. You can put it off to the side and not think about it. We're done. Okay, so now we've got the vows. So I'm going to say that I'm cutting these out of gray or silver or whatever. Okay, now you might have seen in my file that I added like a Mr. and Mrs. or a his and hers or a bride and groom little element, and so that doesn't come with my file. That's for you to personalize. So using any font on your computer, we're just going to do add text, and I think I'm going to do hers. Clearly we're not using this font, so we're going to go over into the font panel and choose your font. Now I already know that I want to use Helena, and so here it is. I don't like this spacing though in between, so I'm just going to minus this tracking here until I'm happy with the spacing. And then this little cut file needs to be within 2 inches by 1 inch to fit in that space right where I put it in that lower right hand corner of the notebook. So that looks perfect. But I'm not cutting it out of turquoise material. I'm going to cut it out of the same metallic silver material, so I'm just gonna do that. Then I'm gonna draw a line around this and do attach. That's gonna make it cut, you know, this distance. Everything's gonna cut exactly like it is right here. We're good to go. Now this file's good and this file's good. So now we're gonna talk about the Vow card file. So this card file is a print and cut file. So we're gonna actually print it first and then we're gonna cut it. So what I want to do is add a cute little cutout heart, which has a funny little process to make it work, but we're going to do it. Okay, I'm going to center this Vow card right here within the graph so that I can see that this is even. Okay, I'm going to turn this white just to keep myself organized. And then I'm going to add some text. Okay, so I'm going to do Mike and Jen forever. And then we're not using that font, so I'm going to click over here into my font panel and I'm using Print Clearly. Again, you can use any font that's on your computer. So because we're going to print this, the color that you add is going to print. So I want it to be dark gray. And then I'm going to click unlock here so that I can totally change the size to however I want. And I'm going to get it all sized right in here next to the heart. Okay. Then, because I like it, I think it's perfect, I'm going to copy and paste it right on over to do the other side, and I'm going to add our date, November 11th, 2016. That is actually our 10-year wedding anniversary. Okay, so now we're good here. and I like this font. I'm happy with it again, so I'm just going to paste and put this here. Now I've already typed out our vows in a little text document that I'm going to copy and paste because I found that typing like a whole paragraph in here got a little bit annoying. So I'm going to click to edit here, and then I'm just going to copy and paste my whole vows right here. So it's a little bit big, so I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to hit unlock so that I can like make it fit the space. Go over into my text panel, make it centered, cute, perfect, looks great. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this heart off, and then I'm going to draw my line around here, and in my layers panel I'm going to hit flatten. And what that does is it tells the Cricut that we want to print this file. Okay, but I'm not done. I want to also cut this heart. Oh, gotta add it. Gotta bring it to the front. Okay, I'm going to add this heart. So now I'm going to click this again and click attach. So now you can see the heart is here. You can't see the heart, but here's the vow printing, and here's the heart. So I'm going to click in here, and I'm going to make this cut. So now we're giving it extra information. It's not only going to print this from the printer, then as you put it into the software, it's going to cut the outline, and it's going to cut that little heart. So that's attached, vows are attached, this folder's attached, we're ready to go. Okay, but let's say, well, I'll show you that first. So we're ready to go. Click go, and then I was working on it before, here we go. Okay, so here is your little file. You're gonna print this from your printer first, and then Cricut is actually going to add these black registration marks. And then when you put this file down on your Cricut mat, put it into the Cricut, it's going to go back and forth over those registration marks, and it's going to decide, it's going to figure out exactly where they are, and then the distance from where they are is going to tell the Cricut exactly where it needs to cut. It's amazing. So then you're going to do this first, then after you print it, it's going to prompt you right away. You print it, and then you put it on your mat, you put it in, and it cuts, done. Okay, then you're going to cut the vows on your, your vinyl or your foil sheets like I've used, and then you're going to print and score, so it's telling you, you have to add your scoring blade. So it's going to print and score your vow folder, and let's say that you have a little cutout or something, you can actually move this around. So just in case you need to. And then when you click go, it prompts you to do everything because we color coordinated everything. It's quick to look at and know which file is up next. Okay, so let's say that you want to cut both you and your husband's file at the same time. You just want to get it all over with. So what we're going to do is push copy and paste this file over here, but let's say we're going to cut his out of black. Okay, so we're going to click here, and his paper is going to be black. So now these aren't going to be cut on the same, this isn't going to be cut on the same, now it's a separate mat. Okay, and then let's say, well, first I'm just going to move this over here. First we're going to do this one, so I'm going to copy and paste this one. Now let me make sure that's an attached set. That's okay. So here we're going to have to detach first, and then we can edit and put his. And then if we like that, so if you're going to cut this out of the same metallic, this is good to go. If you want to print it equidistant, you want it to print, you want it to cut exactly where it is, right here on your canvas, you have to drag a liner out here and then push attach, okay? But if you don't want that all to print, you can push detach, and then you're gonna have to reattach this. Oh, maybe not, it's good to go still. So what I'm gonna do here is actually, let's say your husband wants like a matte, cool dark gray for his, and it's vinyl, and it's not gonna be the metallic, girly, shiny deal, right? Okay, so attach that. Okay, so now we're good to go with that. You can just move these up here, doesn't matter where it is on your design space. And now for this one, now we're going to copy and paste. Okay, so same thing here. You're gonna have to detach, and then I would take the heart off. And then you can click here. Oh, first we gotta unflatten. Okay, now you can click here and edit his vows. And let's say he probably doesn't want the heart, but maybe instead you do like a little space and a little like 3 dashes or something. And then that means you can just November 11th, 2016. And then we'll just delete that. And I don't know why I put extra space there. Okay, so yeah, he might just not want the heart cut out. Okay, so then all you do is select this and do flatten. Let me go through here. This is flattened. This is an attached set, attached set, attached set, attached, attached. We're good to go. Okay, so now both of your file folders are gonna print at the same, cut, do the whole thing at the same time. Okay, so when we click go this time, we're gonna have a couple more mats in the software here. Give it a second to load up. And there they are. So there's your vows, his cut and score folder. Then we've got his vows on a separate mat because remember you're cutting out these out of different. And then here's the different one. And so you're really ready to go. The last thing I just want to say is that when you cut this one, you got to make sure to put your machine to custom and then choose, you know, if you're doing the adhesive foil, there's a special cutting setting for the adhesive foil to make sure there's the appropriate pressure. So that's all there is to using this file. I hope you guys have a great time with it and get really creative and make this little bit here say whatever you want, and I hope it brings joy to you as you are saying your vows to each other, and I hope it's just this awesome little keepsake that you remember when you made, you remember when you said those vows, and you know, who knows, your future kids could be looking at it. So thanks for checking out my video and hanging with me for the full time and learning how to use this file, and can't wait to see your versions of this project. Happy crafting!